Hello, I am Shashank Jaiswal, and today we are going to talk about how to configure a microservice based application into virtual machines. So, we are going to set up a virtual machine and we are going to deploy an application. The application is a microservice based architecture. Before going ahead, I would like to first give you a little bit disclaimer on the part that whatever the setup which we are going to do, it is being done in a local network, and all the machine, even my host networks, they all the machine will be having the same IP. So this is the disclaimer. So if you try to replicate this setup, you need to make sure that whatever you are doing, it needs to be in the same network. So yeah, that's the disclaimer I want to give before moving ahead. Another thing is I want to show it to you. Yeah, a brief overview of the microservice application. So this is the microservice application I will be having. If you see, the request will be coming to API gateway service, and from the API gateway service, it will be redirected to user service or a product service uh, accordingly. Okay, so that's the basic microservice uh, application I will be I have developed, and does not have any functional meaning or meaningful functionality, you can say. So all the data which is coming to this service responded from the services means coming from the service to users, it is all mock data. So you need to take care of, you need to know this fact also. Also moving ahead, since there are three services, so we will be spinning off three instances uh, of these services. And if you see, this is the network architecture diagram of all the three services. So in this, each of the services will be deployed in single instances. So there will be overall three instances, and each instances will be having their own set of inbound rules. And what is inbound rules? It will go. The inbound rule is basically basically a firewall. We are instructing the firewall which request the firewall needs to block and which request it needs to allow. So we are instructing the firewall to do this particular step. So for the user service and product service, we are going to uh, instruct the firewall that only allow the request which is coming to 3001 or 3002 port, and that too from a particular IP. So the API gateway will be deployed in a particular instance. That instance will have a dedicated IP. So we are allowing the request from API gateway only. That's the key thing in this architecture. And for API gateway, since this is a public service, it does not have any strict restrictions. The only restrictions which we will be imposing is that it will only allow the request to 3000 port. Other ports are closed. They are not publicly available. Only 3000 port is open port. So that's the only restrictions which we will be imposing in this API gateway. Yeah, that's the brief about the overall project. For to spin off the virtual machines, we are going to use VirtualBox. This is a fantastic tool from Oracle. We can go to their website. It's an open source project. We have to go to the download section, so we can download the package based on our machine configuration. So I'm having a Mac machine, so and with the M3 processor, this is the ARM-based processor. So I have to install this, download this package. On with respect to uh, Yeah. With respect to installation, it's pretty straightforward. After installation, you just need to do the click, double click over here, and the installation will start. And just follow the installation instructions. Nothing fancy over here, nothing rocket science. Another thing which we will be needing is ISO file to install the operating system. So the virtual machine will be a pure virtualized hardware, they're dedicated hardware. Uh, but to make that hardware work, we will be needing an operating system. So we are going to use Ubuntu server and that too ARM version. So this is M3 processor. So we need to have a ARM ISO, not some other. It will not support other architecture. So yeah, that's another key thing for my system. For your system, it will be different. So be cautious on that part. Uh, so yeah, so let me open up the virtual box. So I've already installed the virtual box. So the spinning of it very easy. Click on this new button, name the ISO, click the select the ISO. No, not AMD. I want to ARM. Click this demo one. Okay, click this. Yeah, demo one. Yeah, the start. So demo is already running. That is why uh, it was not able to play with the same name. So yeah, let me just scale that up so that you guys can see it. So this ISO installation is also pretty straightforward. So I'm not going to have any custom configuration over here. I'm just going to go with the default for the sake of simplicity. So yeah, nothing complex. So far you have seen, I have not done anything. Like I'm just going with the default stuff, no complication stuff. I can show you too how much memory it is using, how much RAM it is using. I can show it to you guys. Just follow just do the continue. So just you can see how fast it is, how quick it. So this will run for a quite long time. So what I have done is before starting this demo, I already configured this thing. Like I've already started the installation process. So by the time I will be here, this should be done. So yeah, it is done now. So I can do the reboot now. So I will just fit it to this VM instance. So yeah, don't be scared from this error. Just press enter and you will be fine. That was just since this is a virtual machine, uh, it the ISO file was a CD file, so that was the error that it was not able to detect that CD file. Or that's don't be worried about that part. Okay, voila, the instance is ready. So on this instance, what we need to do is we need to first configure. We need to first download the our code. So it is present in the GitHub. So let me just clone the GitHub project.com first as turtle. This is my username ID, and this is my code, the mock service which I was talking about earlier in the start of the video. So this is the code. For this, we need to first have a node. This is a Node.js project, so we need to have a node runtime configured in the system. So for that, I have written a script over here. So you can, I will just run that script. So basically that script is install nvm/sh. I can show it to, I can talk about that script meanwhile. So if you go to that this Node.js website, you will find this script. So I've just copy pasted it. There's nothing fancy in that script. If you go to my website, this is the sh file, bash file. I've just copy pasted it. No, nothing fancy. So yeah, installation is done. Let me just start the configuration. It is done. Let me install the long support version of Node. So the version is 24.13.0. This is being downloaded and installed. So I will wait for to get it coming. Meanwhile, we can talk about so so to deploy the service, we will be needing three instances. Since there is three services, we will be needing three instances. So what we are going to do is we are going to clone the environment. So we will do the setup and we will clone the VM instance. This will help to get fast track thing. Okay. So yeah, and let's wait for some time. So it is being downloaded and installed. Uh, so yeah, we are just going to clone it. The cloning process is very simple. Like I can show it to you. So suppose I want to clone this software, just go right. Let me clone this one only. So I, so we can Node.js version is installed. Now we have to just use the version. So that is why I've used the nvm use command. Um, yeah, see the version is installed. Moving ahead, I just want to talk about one more thing, which is inbound rule. So, like I said before, during the start of video, we need to configure the firewall rules, right? So, if we do perform a status check, the firewall is inactive right now at this moment. We need to make it active. So, let me enable it. So, firewall is enabled. Let me check if there is any rule configured for it or not. So currently there is no rule configured. So we need to configure it. So there are two rules we spoke about during the start of the video. The first one is only allowing the request from a particular port and a particular IP. So the command will be sudo ufw allow from, let's say the IP is 162.50.46 to any, that is the Ethernet network adapters, to port 30001, let's say. So the rule will be added. If you see the rule, you see the rule is firewall is active with this rule to action from. So this is the one type of rule. The another rule which we are going to configure in our setup is this, like we will just going to allow the request to port, let's say 302 from any IP. So this is the another rule which we can use. See, so this is how you can configure the inbound rule. Let's close this instance and let me show you how can we clone it. So this is how we are going to clone the three instances. So this demo instance is powered off. So just need to go to this, click the right, perform the right click, change the name, and just finish it. Instantly, there will be another VM instance which will be configured, spinned off. Okay, so that's the thing. That's how you can clone it. So that's how I have. We can made a three instance instantly. This is a very clever hack you can do. So I already have certain setup configured with inbound rule and everything. So the name is of instances is 1201, 0203. So let me start all these three services so that let's start with. Uh, okay, so this has a certain IP. This has a certain IP. And okay, This is configured. So if you perform a rule check over here, let me do the status check. So you will see there is one rule configured which is telling that only allow the request to 3001 port from a 46 IP. Same rule apply in the second instance also. See, same rule 3002 port 46 IP. But in case of API gateway, like in this instance, we are going to deploy API gateway. Here things are quite different. You see, we are allowing to get requests from any IP, but only to 3000 port. So yeah, that's the thing. Let me start the quickly start the microservice so that I can show you how things works. Over here, we are going to deploy the uh, user service. Over here, we are going to deploy product service. Okay, and here we are going to before deploying that, here we need to do something different. Let me see if we have anything. User service URL configure. No, there is nothing on. Let me I need to configure the user service. And then 168.50. The IP of the first instance is, sorry, 117 with 3001 port. That's the another IP product. I will just do the surgical fix. Product service URL 302. Over the product service IP is 141. I know this for certain. And let me do just API gateway and let me install the package and start the server. The server is start. I can show you to some magic over here. So the service is started. Let me start. Let me spin up the terminal over here. Terminal. So if I perform curl command, http 192.168.50 IP of this is the IP for the API gateway, and the 3000 port is the that, and perform the service. Sorry, API dot service. Yeah, I am getting the response. Let me just maximize it so that you can see it. This is the service response I get. Similarly for product. But if I think like I know the API of user service, let me do the directly make a call to API service, but I don't want to make a call to the API gateway. Let me do that for you. So API service port name is 301 and the it is 117. See, the request got stuck. The API service instance is rejecting this request. Like I said, we have configured the inbound rule and it is rejecting this request. And this is very important security concept, which we need to implement in every microservice deployment. This is a good security practice which we need to do it. So yeah, that's about in this video. I am pretty much covered everything. Like I've deployed the microservice, I've created a VM instance, deployed the services, configured a firewall rule, shown you how to clone your VM instances so that your work can be expedited. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you.